You know that feeling when someone doesn't text back right away, and suddenly your whole nervous system goes on high alert? Or maybe you recognize that hollow ache when a partner gets quiet, and that frantic voice inside that whispers, "Please don't leave me." If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're not broken. What you're experiencing has a name, the abandonment shadow. And today, we're going to talk about what it is, where it comes from, and most importantly, how you can begin to heal it. The abandonment shadow is an emotional blueprint, one that most of us didn't even know we were building. It forms in our earliest years and quietly shapes how we show up in every relationship for the rest of our lives. It's the invisible hand that makes us either hold on too tight or push love away before it can leave us first. Here's the part that surprises most people. This wound doesn't only come from obviously painful childhoods. It doesn't require divorce or loss or neglect in the traditional sense. It can form in homes that looked completely normal from the outside. Maybe your parent was physically present but emotionally unavailable, distracted, depressed, or just somewhere else. As a child, you couldn't understand why. You didn't see a parent struggling with their own pain, you just saw love disappearing. And because children can't make sense of absence the way adults can, they do the only thing that feels logical. They make it about themselves. If people keep leaving or pulling away, I must not be worth staying for. That one belief, formed so young, becomes the lens through which we experience every relationship that follows. And here's where it gets complicated. When we carry that belief into adulthood, our nervous system stays stuck in survival mode. It's constantly scanning. Am I safe? Is this person about to leave? And this creates a really painful confusion. We start mistaking anxious attachment for love. Healthy love is a choice. It grows from a place of safety, but when we're governed by the shadow, love feels more like a lifeline we're terrified to let go of. This shows up in two very different but equally exhausted ways. Some of us become the too much partner, the one who over-texts, over-explains, who makes themselves indispensable because they believe love has to be earned constantly. Underneath all that effort is a terrified child who learned, if I stop trying, the connection disappears. Others become the one who shuts down, who runs when things get too close, who refuses to need anyone. This isn't coldness, it's armor. It's a preemptive strike against being left. If I leave first, I can't be abandoned. Whether you're the one chasing or the one running, the wound is the same. The fear of rejection. The belief that you are somehow too much and not enough at the same time. So how do we heal this? It starts with grieving. And I know that sounds strange, but here's what I mean. We have to grieve not just the people who weren't there for us, but the version of ourselves that spent years begging for crumbs of love. The part of us that accepted less than we deserved because the alternative, being alone, felt like not existing at all. That grief is hard, but it's also a doorway, because on the other side of it is something I call self-fidelity. It's the daily, active commitment to stop abandoning yourself, to stop shrinking your needs, silencing your boundaries, or betraying your own truth just to keep someone close. The goal isn't to find someone who promises to never leave. The goal is to become someone who never leaves themselves. When you build that kind of internal foundation, when your sense of worth stops being a variable that rises and falls based on who stays, something shifts. You stop asking, "Am I enough for them?" and start asking, "Is this relationship good for me?" Your worth isn't something that has to be proven. It's not something that gets taken away when someone walks out the door. It's a constant. And healing, real healing, is the process of learning to live like you believe that. So I want to leave you with this question, and I hope you'll sit with it. What would it feel like to believe you are worthy, even when you're alone?